Hello, this is Gerald Jovans. Let's see in this word rank how much the letters as positions, as fixed positions. I have some fixed positions for each letter in a spatial focus foundation before us in space, or I have also other letters in the rightful order of logic that I build it up in a numerical and geometrical order into focuses, so into a time frame, or I have them in a contextual frame where I have the selection process actually acting upon the positions. So let's see how I have the word rank explained like that. They are fixed positions, but I have to move them, of course, into the order of the word. And more and more I will be able to use this kind of frame more easily, so that it will also be more quickly visible what it's really expressing, because my theory also says that we have fixed focuses and we associate these fixed focuses in a way that our mind pushes itself towards the positions that they actually are representing: a point in space, a direction, or a reference frame in which you have to make your selection. Let's go to R. So the R is in this position in my scheme. So it is in the area in which it will find out where my restrictions will be. So I will make my definition there. I will find out where my frame of focus will be, and I'll make a connection to it. I'll make a connection to it, and I'll make a connection from it with the letter N. Basically, it's this kind of form which I now present as a focus towards my middle point of vision. But where will it be? So because the next letter is a letter A, the normal position of the letter A is actually there where I have the differences between my vision, your vision, my starting point of view, your changed position or changed opinion, whatever it is, that foundation that I have there underneath in my scheme, where I have the point of reference, where I have a starting point. So usually it's there. So with R and A in its foundations, I could say, okay, shall I make a combination now like this? No, because when I make a connection from R to A, I will have something like R, because I'll start actually from the point of reference from A and then make the R connection. No, it's the other way around. R as arm should fit actually quite well there, because yeah, this is the first starting point outside me. It's my arm there as well. That's why that word also fits well with R. No, it's Ra. It's the other way around. So where shall I go to? Let's have it again in the R position in the middle. Let's try to have it the middle focus. The R is my first letter, and the R is presented in that position. Into the continuations in the background, I make a connection to the outside world, let's say to the definitions themselves as well. The next position I could say is, instead of my position, let's have also the other one's position. Could that be the foundation that I'm connecting to? No, that's not the position of A, that's the position of K. I have to have it flipping to the next position that is possible, and the next position is the A of the other, so the A from you. So I have the viewpoint, also the starting point of view of the other, which I have to connect to. So the A in my position will be connected to. And that's what I will do. I will make a connection to the R that I will also define further with N. What is the letter N? Actually, letter N is about, it's on the second category. It finds directions. How will it find directions? It will find, on the first level, it will find directions from space to time, means actually from the references in space to a time context. So it will uplift the basic values of A into a time frame. So it will give them a contemporary vision, a usage for a time frame. For a certain time, I will have a time process that will make my base value of A useful in a time process. The last letter is the letter K. That's indeed there where I have it. I shall not take it in the K as the doubtful place of from me towards you. No, I'm having the doubtful place in the right order, the doubtful place in the end of this process. The uncertain position, it will become actually the uncertain idea of shall I do this or not. And in a way, it's actually the angle in which I will have to continue. The K is about the diagonal, is unclear. We're not very sure if I make the right decision, so we have to make a decision. It's a question mark always in the K. So in a way, the ranking that I will do to uplift it into a temporal position actually as well in the contemporary idea that I use it for in the ranking. To which height shall I give it an angle? To which angle shall I focus myself on, and also to which use I shall have it into this end. This whole idea of that question in the end makes up the word also of ranking. It's a decision which in the end will be made for this temporal position of ranking that I will have there. I will rank something in a temporal way then as well as we know that how it has been used usually. If I'm not mistaken, of course, but I base myself now upon the letters. I recognize the letters, and actually it isn't really that difficult to put them simply in the right order. See what kind of definitions are behind every letter position, and then combine them in the right order and see if you have almost like a sentence coming forth from it. And you know what the word is describing and why these letters are chosen and why these letters are directing you also. Even though it usually is unconsciously, I can make it more conscious. The reason why each of these letters has a certain meaningfulness and so on is something that you can find in other videos. Thanks again for watching. Bye.